Hey everyone, it's Jean. Stopping in to share with you a little design team project. I do designs for Kim Newberg, Images by Kim. And I've been wanting to work with these boho images. She has several on her, website. On her Kofi shop is where you're going to find them. And they're really cool because they have some interesting color palettes. And I love the feathers on these, and I think you will too. And the with the weather changing, they just really made me feel better working with them. So let me show you what I have done so far. And this is sort of a take on from my previous video where I had shown you the lace cards. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, please do, because these are fun, they're easy, they're fancy, and they look really nice in a vintage journal. So if you're looking for vintage journal ideas, these tags are perfect for that. So these images, I just want you to see how vibrant they are. Now, I may not have as great of a printer as you do, but I loved these colors, and I decided that this purple will go really well with her. And I want to try a red with the bottom one and see what we think. A red or this yellow's too yellow. Okay, I think I'll do the red and I will do the purple. So let me show you what I've done already, and you can see if this is something that you want to try. I made these two just a little bit ago, and they are done by, first I cut the heart out, and then of course I put a backing on it, and then I keep a stash of flowers that I cut out of fabric. And on some of those days when I am not in my creative mood,
¿Te han mirado alguna vez con arrogancia?
I will I'll sit here and cut these out. So that's what I have to use if I want to for this project. I also have some trim, and we can use that maybe, or there's a couple things hiding over there on Jean's messy desk that we could possibly use. But I thought this was really pretty. The reds are not exactly the same, but I think with having the red and then the leaf that matches the same fabric, it looks really nice. It kind of looks a little bare here, so I'm debating on maybe a word sticker or something we could put there on that side. But that one is done. Originally, I was going to keep them as journaling cards, but then I love the topper that I put on. Now this one just pops because of that pink in this black frame, and I used this fabric for the top, and it's the same fabric that I used down here for this little applique. Now what I will probably do with these is I'll go back with my sewing machine and just sew around the edges, but that's just something extra you can do. You don't have to do that. I like using my sewing machine, so I think it's a cool element. You can also cut your silhouettes in different shapes. So the way that I do this is I will take, let's say, for example, I'm going to use this. Let me just go ahead and cut it out of the purple, and I'll show you. So here is the size of the card. I don't know if it needs to be quite that big because I want to make sure it shows through the window. Okay, I'm going to just take my pen and mark it right here, and then get out my cutter, which is old as the hills. I really need to get another one. This one is stained and I don't know what else. So I think I'm going to go under that just a tiny bit. And I'm going to cut the size of the card that I want. And then, let's see, I'm going to just go over a little bit, not too big. I think I might need to go over more. Okay, do you ever talk to yourself while you're crafting? I do all the time. So let me just cut these to the same length, and don't worry about the extra cutoffs because I will be using those in something else. So here we have the basic card base. And like I said, I don't really measure, but if I were to, I thought my ruler was right there. If I were to guess, okay, I have a ruler on here, don't I? I would guess that this is about, yeah, this is 4 inches. So you want to cut one that's 4 inches, and you can make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7 inches tall. And that may be a little bit tall, but that's okay because the larger you make your frame, the more stable it's going to be. So what I do with this, as I was explaining earlier, is I just take a smaller piece of cardstock and I lay it on here. This one might be too small. Let me see. I kind of gauge it so that I know what the edge is going to look like. And that's going to be pretty thin. Okay. So I'm going to trim this off a tiny bit more. And then I'm going to trim the bottom. And then I think I might have the right size. Okay, so here we have the frame piece. This is the template for what we're going to cut the window, and then this is the back. So I am just going to, and I think this paper pretty much looks the same on both sides, so that's good. So I'm just going to kind of line this up and just draw around this shape with my marker. I use black marker a lot because I can't see pencil lines very well. So here I have the frame pretty much centered, okay? Then I'm going to take my scissors and either stab through it, or you could put it, fold it and make an X, whatever you need to do so that you can get in here and start cutting this. So I usually cut up on an angle until I get to the edge of the frame, and then I just follow the line. Maybe. These are a little bit bigger scissors. I probably should have been using smaller ones. If you all have the chance to get Tim Holtz scissors, they're so good. Okay, so here we go around, and we cut this off. And now we have to go up the other side. Sorry, you guys have to watch me cutting, but it helps you to see how I make the whole thing. Okay, now you can see that some of the areas are a little bit wonky. Okay, we're going to use this side. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to make it be like, I need to trim this a little bit. Like this. I want the smallest size, smaller side down at the bottom. Okay, there we go. So let's get our girl. And I'm going to use this top one that has this beautiful necklace and beautiful pink and purple hair and these beautiful feathers. And hopefully we can get the majority of her beauty within this frame. Okay. So what I did with the last one, which I think worked really well, let me make sure this is the way I want it, is I turned it over and I took a couple pieces of washi tape and just kind of taped it down. And that way I knew it wouldn't move when I was going to glue it. So you can use masking tape, washi tape, whatever you have. And just position that so that it's the way that you want it. And then you could use your cutter to trim off the edges of the paper sticking out. Oops, I think I need to go a tiny bit more. There we go. And then on this side, we will go a tiny bit more so we can get rid of that overage and tear this washi tape a little bit because it's sticking out. Now, one thing that I have told you is that it's nice to have the bottom piece be a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off the sides and a little bit off the bottom. That way when I go to lay this down, it won't be, it won't hang over the edge for us to have to retrim later. So after I get her positioned on there, which she looks so beautiful, I just love this image, I'm going to put some glue on the back piece so that I can glue this all down. Now, you can use a glue stick for this part. You can use any kind of glue that you have. Elmer's glue, school glue, whatever. So no problem there. You just want it to basically back the piece, this piece of the image, because if you don't, it'll be too floppy. And then you can go in here and you can put some glue on the border so that it will stay down. And border, so it will stay down. And isn't that so pretty? Simple way to make yourself a windowed or framed image. If you have something very, very sheer, you could put a sheer piece of fabric or something over this as an overlay, but you don't want to take away from her beauty in her images. So I don't really have, I only have, maybe I'll just use some pretty leaves for her and not even put flowers because she's so beautiful the way she is. I kind of like just using that. Let me fix this leaf. I'm going to make it a little more rounder. And let's see. I'll trim that edge off then. I'm going to trim this straight so that I can put it on the edge. Sort of straight. I just don't want that going up so high into her feathered. So we can make it go like this and then trim the edges off. What do you think? No? Okay, let's see. We could put this, and then you see how these are cut and they're kind of indented so they're not a whole flower. You can put that right under there and then put that extra leaf. And how would that look? That one leaf is just bothering me. Let me see something here. How would just a rose look with an extra leaf? I think I kind of like that better. Trying to mimic some of the hairstyle she has. I can put this beautiful butterfly on here and just have it, let me see here, it coming off with a few that one. This is the only loose leaf that I have in that fabric. Okay, this one's gonna have to be altered. If I do this and then add the butterfly, do you all talk to yourself when you create? I do. I'm like, okay, Jean, let's see where this can go, where that can go. Oh, no, I don't like that, or I like this. So I have to cover up the seams of the leaves. How about that? Okay. We're gonna go with it, guys. One of the reasons why I'm gonna go with it is because I know Kim loves butterflies, so we are going to make this in a way that I think she will like. So pull that down a tiny bit. Now it is going to hang off, but I think that's okay because I didn't want to detract too much from the girl. And as far as what we're going to use for the top, we'll have to use, let me see if I can find, it has to be, I'm really funny about that, the same type of fabric. So we were going to use these in the bottom. So I'm just going to bend this and use this as the topper. So, and you know me, I always have my stapler handy. So I can staple this on, and then later, then I'll just hammer those down. So, but I think that looks so pretty. Now, as to whether you want to get your corner rounder out or turn this into a tag, you can certainly do that. But with this one, I'm not sure. I may go around with the sewing machine first and then decide if I want to cut. Actually, I think I will cut the tag shape. And I'm going to try to cut it a little longer than the other one was. Okay, there we go. So we have these 3 images. They're all made into tags. Like I said, if you need to go around the edges to kind of soften them up somewhat if they have white on them, or here we have 3. Actually, let me do this. I don't know why, I just like them better looking like a tag with the tag shape. And I know I had my box of words right here. So let me finish up by adding some words. And let's see. There's so many pretty ones, you know, nice sayings, but this one's going to be a little bit big, so I'm going to cut it in half. So this one is going to, oops, I don't think I can get it on there like that. Stink bugs keep landing on me because it warmed up and they're coming out. Okay, so this says it's the little things that make life big. And I think that that's exactly what it needed, something down here. So there's that one. And this one, we will put something on here about I like this one because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one because of the butterfly. Live each day with grace and grace and authenticity. I think that's perfect for that one. And this black and pink, it is so pretty. I'm going to probably put something on it about, this one's pretty right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this one is going to say, always, need to go over it a little bit more. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. Oh, Kim, I just really love these images, and I'm so excited the way that they came out. I hope you are too. So, just a few little reminders. Anytime that I post a video and I make something and you would like to make the same thing in your own way or version, I would love to see that. And you can post it on my Facebook page, which is Lilac Lane Livery Arts. And there's also a link to that in the description box. These images, you don't have to use these. You can use any that you'd like. You can go on my coffee shop. There's free ones on there. You can go on Kim's or Caroline's and you can get some there as well. But you can use whatever image you want, whatever style you want. I just would like to see a window type design. So if you do that, I'll pick a winner for whoever participates, out of whoever participates. So I hope you can do that. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you is I have an upcoming video about using your business mail envelopes. So if you're interested in following along with me on that, make sure you have your envelopes handy. Lastly, I'm trying to move my channel to 1,000 subscribers, and you all have been so gracious and so kind. I have gotten some of the loveliest comments from people who watch my videos, and I'm so thankful. So if you feel that someone else may like my work, please share, and hopefully all of us can get some beautiful new subscribers, and we appreciate the beautiful ones we have already that support us, and we can create even more interesting and delightful things for our junk journals and mixed media. So thank you so much for stopping by. That's all for now. Have a good evening.